interesting things is a study that Bain did. And what Bain said, they said that by 2020, they believe that every single consumer packaged good that's sold in a grocery store will be connected to the internet somehow. Which means that when you think about the scale of products, billions and billions of products that we sell every single month, we might become some of the world's largest technology companies. And what worries me every single day is that we don't look like the world's largest technology companies. We don't look like Cisco. We don't think like Facebook. We don't operate at the speed of Twitter. We're not fast as like Snapchat. And so what we have to figure out is how do we, as organizations, begin to set ourselves up to take advantage of this future that lies ahead of us, a future which will be driven by accelerated growth coupled with the growth of consumer adoption of these channels. And I believe that it starts at first, and this presentation is going to be a lot about this. While I'm showing case studies, I'm actually going to be showing the work of individuals and talking about those individuals, because at the end of the day, what this is driven by are how do we change the mindsets and the culture of our organizations in order to unlock that future. And part of it begins with the fact that I firmly believe there will be an attack on talent in the next 3 to 5 years that will be unprecedented. And it will be driven by two things. One is that most of the institutions and organizations that you graduated for and then now work for, or that you graduated from and now work for, didn't really prepare you or are not continuing to prepare you to think in this new digital era. So we did a little bit of research again, and less than 1% of the course descriptions of the top 100 business schools even use the word mobile, emerging, or digital technology. And it begins to make sense when you think about it, because most of the people who are teaching in these institutions probably haven't been in business for the last 10 years. They probably haven't been a part of this revolution. And so we're graduating MBAs into the world that aren't really prepared for the type of thinking that's necessary for this next generation of organizations. And then you walk into a big organization, and while we talk a lot about innovation, we're not set up with the process, the measurement, the systems to actually take advantage of this. In fact, I'll give you an example. I once was working with the CMO, and they were taking about 70 marketers to a major business school, and they asked me to review the 1-week agenda. And I look at this 1-week agenda, and I said, well, there's nothing on here about digital. They said, whoa, digital? We're trying to teach marketers the basics. I said, the basics are when? The 40s? I don't understand. The basics have been rewritten, but yet we're not preparing this generation. Which all of that would actually have been really okay if it wasn't for the fact that 10 years ago, 15 years ago, big organizations like Amazon, Google, began to grow. And they had the same type of talent, the same MBA. Those folks have run the same size businesses, the same size P&Ls. They've grown businesses, in some cases, wildly faster than even big organizations that have been established have been able to grow. And when I talk to all of them many years later, they all say the same thing to me. They say, you know what? We're tired of selling books. We're tired of selling e-com only. We believe that we can reinvent industries. We want to sell chocolate. Bonin, we want to sell cookies. We want to reinvent diapers. We want to transform hotel industries. We want to reinvent transportation like Uber. And they're all beginning to look at established industries, established organizations, and saying, you know what? We think that we can do it better. And what we have to ask ourselves is, as organizations, are we prepared to prepare the talent that we have inside of our four walls to compete? To have, by the way, these guys have the exact same credentials. The only difference is one group has digital affluence. So are we prepared to train the next generation of leaders and really build that skill set? Because not only do we owe it to them because they've given themselves to us as an organization, but it's also our opportunity to unlock great value. And so as